The best way to predict your future is to create it. Whatever you are, be a good one. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to what light I have. Character is like a tree and reputation like its shadow. The shadow is what we think of it. The tree is the real thing. Most folks are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. I have always found that mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. The probability that we may fail in the struggle ought not to deter us from the support of a cause we believe to be just. You can fool all the people some of the time, and some of the people all the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. A house divided against itself cannot stand. My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. I don't think much of a man who is not wiser today than he was yesterday. When you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. I do not think much of a man who is not willing to risk his life for something worth fighting for. Nearly all men can stand adversity. But if you want to test a man's character, give him power. It is better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves. You have to do your own growing no matter how tall your grandfather was. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. Don't worry when you are not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. The ballot is stronger than the bullet. I walk slowly, but I never walk backward. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep on doing so until the end. I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me and I didn't have the heart to let him down. Every person's happiness is their own responsibility. The dogmas of the quiet past are inadequate to the stormy present. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. I destroy my enemies when I make them my friends. If I had 8 hours to chop down a tree, I'd spend 6 hours sharpening my axe. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. I am a firm believer in the people. If given the truth, they can be depended upon to meet any national crisis. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. The philosophy of the schoolroom in one generation will be the philosophy of government in the next. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. Character is like a tree and reputation like its shadow. The shadow is what we think of it. The tree is the real thing. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. You can have anything you want if you want it badly enough. You can be anything you want to be. Do anything you set out to accomplish if you hold to that desire with singleness of purpose. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. Books serve to show a man that those original thoughts of his aren't very new after all. When I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. That's my religion. Whenever I hear anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it tried on him personally. There are no bad pictures. That's just how your face looks sometimes. You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all of the people all of the time. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. Character is like a tree and reputation its shadow. The shadow is what we think it is, and the tree is the real thing. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any one thing. Elections belong to the people. It's their decision. If they decide to turn their back on the fire and burn their behinds, then they will just have to sit on their blisters. My father taught me to work, but not to love it. I never did like to work, and I don't deny it. I'd rather read, tell stories, crack jokes, talk, laugh, anything but work. Things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. I care not for a man's religion whose dog and cat are not the better for it. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. I am in favor of animal rights as well as human rights. That is the way of a whole human being. I do not think much of a man who is not wiser today than he was yesterday. You cannot help people permanently by doing for them what they could and should do for themselves.